Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's Sunday preview. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Sunday preview, the Black Library Celebration 2024. And before we jump in, I just gotta say, it's not really that big of a deal, and it's definitely not Games Workshop's responsibility to stick to the schedule. But as somebody that literally makes a video every single week on Sundays, it's very odd that slowly but surely they have just been falling behind. So today it was 27 minutes late. So 1:27 EST, Games Workshop dropped their Warhammer community article, and the YouTube video still wasn't even published yet. So I don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe there was some kind of unexpected delays, but more likely than not, something that was supposed to come out this week got pulled at the last minute, or at least something that was supposed to be on the preview. And maybe that's just crazy speculation. Maybe I'm just going over the top. But I think if we take a look through this actual preview, we're going to see that it's probably going to be a little bit lackluster. And that's another thing that I want to talk about as well. It's really weird how Games Workshop like super loads up one week and makes it like this massive big event with tons of awesome releases. And then like the next week or a couple weeks after that, there'll be like almost nothing. You would think, if anything, as a business owner, you would want to have people on the regular just opening up their wallet on a regular basis, buying the thing every single week and just getting used to it. Oh, here it comes. Saturday pre-orders. Time to spend some money. That's at least how I look at it. Now, obviously, I'm not a billion-dollar company, so maybe I'm wrong. We'll see what this preview looks like, and we'll see if it looks like a full and robust group of items for sale, or if it feels like there was maybe something missing. Warhammer just wouldn't be Warhammer without the awesome novels, short stories, and audiobooks from Black Library. And every year we celebrate the literary heart of the hobby with a week-long extravaganza of book reveals, author interviews, and tantalizing teasers. It's that time again, and there's an absolute belter of a Black Library celebration coming your way. So there's a little video right here. We're going to skip that and take a look at the full article. Note the two special editions had been due to go up for pre-order next week, the Mega Edition of Morvenn Vahl, Spear of Faith, and Special Edition of the Big Dakka, but these have been delayed. Please stay tuned to Warhammer Community for more news on when they are released. Everything else will be available for a usual 2-week pre-order basis from next Saturday. Okay, so I promise you, I swear on everything that I did not look at this article prior to us looking at it right now. So I'm just saying that Games Workshop is such a clockwork company. They are so predictable that the 27-minute delay was enough to tell me that something went wrong last minute behind the scenes. So you can believe me or not, but I just find that absolutely hilarious. So that is very unfortunate because I was definitely looking forward to the Mega Edition of Morvenn Vahl. Not as much for the Big Dakka, but still cool nonetheless. Actually, I think the new model coming is pretty cool. The adventures of Ufthak Blackhawk continue as the Gargant Smasher finds himself in hot water with the Mech Lord. But he's not going down without a fight. Out of time and options, Blackhawk plunges this warband into mysterious webway, only to end up in one place that might be more dangerous than the bad side of the biggest Big Mech, Camaro. The Big Dakka by Mike Brooks follows on directly from Brutal Cunning and will be up for pre-order in English, French, and German. So cool little piece of art right here. Always appreciate a good Warhammer cover. All right, and then here is the model, Ufthak Blackhawk. So very, very cool. Absolutely love the little squig with the gun mounted to his back. Super cool model. Definitely a cool weapon, hammer thing going on here. Really, really nice. Looking forward to seeing some more orc stuff too as they like get closer to and then get their like codex launch. I would imagine we're going to see some new kits. I'm not sure exactly what's going to come. I'm not sure what people are hoping for, but I can't imagine it's just going to be a codex and then what amounts to like this one model. So I'm expecting at least like one new kit and one revamp and then probably a couple characters as well. We saw a little preview of, I think it was Orkimedes. So I think people are expecting him, but I'm expecting more than that. Speaking of Ufthak Blackhawk, he's also the subject of the latest Black Library Celebration Commemorative Series miniature, joining the illustrious likes of Captain Massinius, Inquisitor Eisenhorn, Commissar Severina Rain, and more. Ufthak is a fantastically detailed plastic miniature, hefting his mighty snaz hammer while balancing his custom shooter atop his loyalish squig princess. Okay, so very cool. I'm glad they specified also that it's going to be in plastic. For me, that's the difference between picking them up or not. So I will definitely be picking up this cool new model in plastic. All right, and then we have the Black Library, The Art of Horus Heresy. Immerse yourself in the world of Horus Heresy with an awesome new art book containing over 100 illustrations. This hefty tome joins the Art of Warhammer 40,000 and Art of Warhammer Age of Sigmar art books to celebrate the impact of characterful artwork on the Horus Heresy series, and also includes detailed commentary from the cover artist Neil Roberts on many of the most iconic pieces. So very, very nice. Definitely cool to see a little art book for the people out there that are all about the illustrations and, of course, of the actual artists to get credit for their beautiful works. And in many cases, too, a lot of times, like super cool events in like the Warhammer history, especially throughout the Horus Heresy, will have literally a handful of pieces of art depicting like awesome and epic battles and deeds. So it's like really up to our imagination, with the exception of usually like a couple pieces of artwork. So I think that makes the individual pieces of artwork just so much more impactful, because a lot of times, like when you think of, say, the fall of Sanguinius, you think of like 3 or 4 or 5 specific pieces of artwork that represent that event. And in many cases, it's even less than that. So very, very cool to see this book coming out here. I'm sure that's going to be awesome. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch, and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video. Alright, and then we have 20th anniversary edition of Deus Encarmine. The Black Library celebration is also a time reminisce over some of the greatest novels of the past, and James Swallow's Deus Encarmine is high on the list. To commemorate 20 years since its release, a new anniversary edition of the classic Blood Angel's Tale is on the way. And obviously does look like to be a hardback edition. Decked out in a slick cover with silver foil, 4 artwork pages, and an introduction from the author, Deus Encarmine's anniversary edition is an awesome collector's piece for dedicated Blood Angel fans and a great way to relive the original story. Alright, and then we have the Ghosts of Barak-Minoz. Drekkie Flint is back and up to his neck in trouble again. In The Ghosts of Barak-Minoz by Guy Haley, the new swashbuckling adventurer and sky captain is sent on an incredible quest when a crewmate long thought lost in the open sky turns up alive and raving mad. With shadowy assassins from Ulgu in pursuit and the fabled lost city of Barak-Minoz calling, Flint embarks on another hair-raising adventure that will test the limits of his skill, luck, and bravado, in a direct sequel to his action-packed debut novel, The Argonaut's Oath. Alright, and then we have Riders of the Dead. Every year, Warhammer fans and Black Library readers vote to bring back 2 of their most beloved stories in a new paperback editions in the Reader's Choice Survey. Riders of the Dead is a classic Dan Abnett tale from the world of legend, telling the story of 2 Empire soldiers whose careers take a sharp turn after tumultuous events pitch them on opposite sides of the battlefield. Soon they find themselves racing towards the inevitable showdown, one which will decide the fate of the souls forever. Oh, so very cool, and a tale older than time. And then we have Lord of the Night by Simon Spurrier. Few names strike as much terror into helpless souls as the Night Lords, and the full horror of their cruelty is revealed in Lord of the Night by Simon Spurrier. A young interrogator strives to prove himself worthy of the Inquisition despite misgivings surrounding their methods, and her fate will be thrown into turmoil as the traitor Space Marines prepare to invade an Imperial hive world. Very cool, considering the Night Lords upgrade sprue / kill team is on the way, so a little bit of flavor text to go along with it. Very cool. Alright, and then we have Ghazghkull Thraka, Prophet of the Waaagh. Witness the meteoric rise of the deadliest orc in the galaxy in a new paperback edition of Ghazghkull Thraka, Prophet of the Waaagh by Nate Crowley. This is a blood-soaked tale of slaughter and riotous battle in the way only orcs can muster, told from the only somewhat reliable perspective of Ghazghkull's favorite grot, Makari. So very cool. Love this piece of art, and definitely an awesome book right here. Then we see End in the Death Volume 3 in French and German, and then Dawn of Fire, Sea of Souls, German edition. And then we have The Greater Good, French edition. And then we have Black Library Celebration 2024. This year's anthology of short stories to coincide with the Black Library celebration is packed with explosive action from some of your favorite authors. Featuring 5 stories from across the worlds of Warhammer, for a limited time starting on the 10th of February, a digital copy of this compilation will be added free of charge to all orders placed in the blacklibrary.com web store. You'll be able to acquire a physical copy at Warhammer stores and certain independent retailers during their own Black Library celebrations. Contact your local store for details. Alright, so yeah, lots of stuff coming from Black Library this week, but can't help but point out, obviously, that Games Workshop is just so freaking predictable. And also just that they would wait till the absolute last minute to make these changes or necessary corrections. But just to sort of rehash that point though, Note that the 2 special editions have been due to go out for pre-order next week. The Mega Edition of Morvenn Vahl Spear of the Faith and Special Edition of the Big Dakka, but these have been delayed. So please stay tuned to Warhammer Community for more news when they are released. And I wonder if this has anything to do with the issues Games Workshop was having. Obviously, they relaunched the End in the Death Volume 3, only to have it completely crash and have worse issues than we've ever seen in the past. At this point in time, it's very clear that the system they've been using is just not working, allowing people in store to just jump the queue, and then also the actual queue system itself, and what people presume to be obviously like bots harvesting the limited edition copies is just not working. So I don't know what they're going to do in the future, how they're going to fix this, but every single time they have one of these events and it backfires, and then immediately you see people scalping these books for like insane amounts of money on the internet, it just disenfranchises more and more people. So definitely a little bit disappointing. Obviously, the lack of pre-orders coming out this week. And again, like the way the Games Workshop tends to like load up one week and then have the next week be a complete non-event. And then also on top of that, obviously has to do with the fact that the limited edition, really exciting stuff that people have been waiting on has been delayed. And last minute at that. So we'll have to see. I'm not sure now when that delay is going to be, but I personally am looking forward to the Mega Edition of Morvenn Vahl. Hopefully I'll actually be able to get a hold of one. But yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. Let me know if you were or are excited for any of these releases. It is really weird having this like annual exciting Black Library event and then having like your 2 special edition novels, the ones that people have been getting hyped up over for months, not be a part of it. So definitely a big mess up by Games Workshop. I'm sure somebody behind the scenes is getting reamed out. But yeah, that's it for today. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on Games Workshop products. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I guess I'll have to wait just a little bit longer for the Morvenn Vahl Special Edition, if I can even get a hold of it. And I'm out of here.